What's up, guys? Philip at Trade Genius. We're going to take a look at a couple issues that I think are going to really have major implications for Bitcoin and the crypto space over the next year. So we're going to look at that, and we have these summer specials on our training packages. So these are going to teach you trading methodologies. And I think when you see this video, you're going to see that if you haven't pulled the trigger or are still looking to learn or have a methodology for trading, that you're going to see that these are going to help you take advantage of what's coming down the pipe. So let's take a look at today's video, take a look at what I'm talking about as far as the regulatory things that are developing for Bitcoin.
Trade Genius.
All right, guys, so what I'm talking about now is the Bitcoin ETF. That's one piece of the puzzle. The other is custodian services, which we'll look at in a second. But this is kind of a big deal here. This news actually released a couple days ago, but I wanted to put together a quick video that basically kind of shows you guys the bigger picture of the implications here. Now, the SEC has historically been turning down applications for a Bitcoin ETF. Now, this is where the ETF would actually hold the underlying Bitcoin. And so the CBOE now is going in, and they are looking to actually now apply for the license. There was an announcement earlier that they were going to, the SEC didn't turn down the request, and it was out for comment. All right, so that's this here, the SEC request for comment on the application that came out on June 26th. All right, so that's now they've moved on, and now they've actually gone ahead and applied for a license. So there are those that are in the business that say that because it's the CBOE and because the SEC didn't knock it down the first time. They did that with the VanEck Solid X Bitcoin Trust. They put in 2 applications and they were rejected. The big change here, though, is that the SEC has now taken the position that Bitcoin and, more interestingly, Ethereum, because of kind of its past history with the DAO and the split and things like that, are not consistent with securities or what they consider securities. So this is basically a big green light. Now, for Bitcoin, I think the green light ultimately was back when the futures were announced that they would be going forward. That stuff just doesn't happen unless the regulatory bodies are going to say that it's going to be around. And that goes all the way up to the Federal Reserve, in my opinion. So this is actually really, really, really positive, really, really bullish news in the long term. Doesn't mean that we're going to immediately shoot up and we're going to have a bottom, but you do want to pick your spots. I think, you got 2 approaches to Bitcoin. You can swing trade it, and then you can also accumulate for the longer term hold over the 12 and 24 months. And that's where having the vision to see where this is going and take your strategic spots as far as getting long on a longer term hold or hodl position. And that's where those trading tools come into play and give you, when you have a nice methodology to pick your technical levels to get in. The other part of this is Coinbase adds 10 customers for its new crypto custody service. So this is where last year we said the institutional money is coming in. It is coming in. These are the things that are going to allow the large market cap to flow into the crypto space. So now you've got ETF, and you also have the custody service that these banks are looking for. Because funds, family funds, things of that nature, they don't want to deal with having to hold private keys or cold storage or any of that stuff. They want to hire a third party to deal with that stuff and let them focus on what they do, which is trading and taking positions strategically. So this is huge. So Coinbase, they've already had, as of July 2nd, 10 hedge funds and family offices have begun using the custody service, and aims to have 100 large institutional customers by the end of the year with as much as $5 billion in assets. So guys, that's only going to continue to grow. Coinbase as a store of value, Gold 2.0, that's not going anywhere. It's going to continue to play that role. And I want to show you, the final thing I want to leave with you guys is this chart here. And this was posted by Zissou on tradingview.com. I thought it was a brilliant chart, and so I want to share this with you guys. Here's where gold futures traded. They started trading. Very similar effect, right? We went down after they debuted. Typically, you'll get a run up into the news like we saw. This is back in 1975. And then we came off of that and bottomed and worked our way up to another parabolic move up. Notice how it consolidated, but it took almost what? Now we're in 2003, first gold-backed ETF launches. Obviously, things are moving at a much faster pace in this day and age, so we're not waiting, 20 plus years for, or almost 30 years for a ETF product to come about. But notice what happened when it did. Now you've gotten a lot of retail, a lot of 401ks, a lot of self-directed IRAs, pension funds, blah, blah, blah. Look at how much that affected price. And I truly believe that we will see one of these epic runs that we'll get before we kind of settle into what's considered the stable price range for Bitcoin, which will be much, much higher and in the six figures. Consider that we know that there's a finite amount with Bitcoin. We know what that amount is roughly, considering the lost coins. So very, very telling to see how market reacts with these events, futures and then ETF, and now Bitcoin doing the same thing. You can see that gold also has a similar price structure to what we're in now. But don't make no mistake, guys. This stuff is in the crosshairs of Wall Street. And just look at gold. Same thing, store of value. Bitcoin is the store of value for the digital age, gold 2.0, gold equivalency, and I think you're going to see similar, if not much larger market caps in the next couple of years with Bitcoin. So again, take advantage of where we're setting up for. If you're new to trading, we have those courses, or you can get in the room and get one-on-one consultations too. But don't miss this out, guys. This is going to be life-changing for a lot of people, and most people will not get into it until after the large percentage gains are already locked in. And that's where we're at now, even though we're up, many multiples higher than we were a year over year. We're up, we were under $2,000 last year at this time. Actually, we're a little over $1,000 per Bitcoin at this time last year. And now look at where we're at. We're well over 6,000. And so it's a big jump, guys, and that's what Bitcoin does. Has big moves up, consolidates, puts in a higher floor every time, and ultimately we're going to see a larger parabolic move. In fact, I had a parabolic chart. Yes, here it is. Let's get rid of this, and there you go. This is how these things go. You get smaller and smaller pullbacks each time, and tighter ranges until it just starts to go up. And so again, look at all the pieces of the puzzle here. I think Bitcoin and crypto, for the short term, the rest of the crypto space will have a pretty bright future. But Bitcoin in particular, the big players in this space are going to have a very good run ahead of us. So again, do not miss out on that. All the pieces are coming into play for that. So just wanted to share that with you guys on this video. And sometimes it's good to step back and look at the macro picture after looking at all the little daily and smaller time frame technical levels. Sometimes you can get lost in the what's really playing out here on the big picture. So guys, thanks for watching. Please hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you on tomorrow's video. Take care.
Trade Genius.